Alright, so in this tutorial here, I'm going to show you briefly how to calculate things like means, standard deviations, and other numerical summaries using the StatCrunch app that's built into your MyMathLab. Alright, so if you're ever trying to actually use StatCrunch, there's a couple ways to get there. The first way is to click directly there from a data set in your homework. In this case, I'm going to use some data sets that are off the notes. So, for example, I'm just going to click on StatCrunch. So you can open StatCrunch anytime you want. You don't have to be working on a homework assignment. Alright, so if you open up StatCrunch by yourself, it has lots of menu options. In this case, we're just going to go open StatCrunch. So we're just going to work with the actual data analysis tool here. We're not going to look at the other options. Alright, so it looks sort of like Excel here. It has all the stat functions built in. Alright, so in the course notes for Chapter 3, I included an example with a bunch of readings of blood pressures for a patient. Okay, so they came out on 6 different occasions, and these were their, I think, diastolic blood pressure readings. So 6 months, different recordings here. And if you scroll down, you'll see I gave you the computing formula for calculating standard deviation, but suppose you didn't want to do that by hand, suppose you'd rather use StatCrunch. So that's what we're going to do today. Alright, so I'm going to take this data, and I'm going to have to actually put it into StatCrunch myself. So I'll click back to my internet browser, and let's see here. So in bar 1, I'm going to rename that blood pressure. Alright, I'll expand that out so we can actually see the title. Alright, and so I'm going to actually copy these in. So it looks like the readings were 73, 66, 69, 69. So 73, 66, 69, 69. And the last 2 readings were, let's see, 71, 64. Alright, so if you want to calculate any sort of summary statistics with data, that's always going to be in the stat menu. So you go to stat, summary stats for columns, because our data is sitting over here in a column. Alright, so I'll click on columns, and notice you have an option to select, okay, where's your data located? Well, all our readings are in the blood pressure column, so I'm going to pick that. And then you have lots of options here. So say in this example, I'm just interested in the mean, and then you can hold down the control key or the command key, and the standard deviation. So I can actually calculate them both at the same time. And then when I hit compute, there you go. It's actually going to pull up the mean and the standard deviation. It's going to calculate it right away for you. Alright? So that's means and standard deviations. Now, the summary stat menu can also do all those fun 5-number summary things that we did before. Okay? So later on in the Chapter 3 notes, I gave you a data set with some movie budgets. We also did an example with different nutritional facts for different burgers at different locations. Alright, so we could maybe pull up the 5-number summary, say for the Carl's Jr. burgers. Alright, so I'm going to go back to StatCrunch, and actually I'm going to snap this to my window so I can actually see the calories. And in the second column, I'm going to go ahead and label this Carl's Jr. calories. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and enter our data there. So that's 420, 420, 510, 680, 720, 910, 910, 1030, 1060, 1250, 1300, 1420. Alright, so there's the 12 different sandwiches and their calorie counts. And bring this back to full screen now. So in StatCrunch, again, in that summary stats menu for columns, instead of looking at the blood pressure data now, I'm going to look at the Carl's Jr. calories data. And so, okay, maybe we want the mean and standard deviation, but we may also be interested in the 5-number summary. So if you scroll down, those options are down here, so you can pick the min. Oh, actually, hold on. Mean, standard deviation. You have to hold down control if you want to get multiple things. So then I want min, Q1, maybe the median, Q3, and the max. So see all those selections are here. So it's going to actually come out, and you'll notice now I got the mean, 885 calories, the standard deviation, 342 calories. And then here's that 5-number summary. We also calculated it in class. So min 420, Q1 595, median 910, Q3 1155, and then the max is 1420. Alright, so that's a pretty brief explanation on how to use this summary stats option to get a lot of those values that might take us a while to compute by hand.